there are heartbreaking scenes that are unfolding as the mortal remains of Wing Commander Namansh Syal returned to his hometown. The same village that once cheered his dreams of flying stood frozen in grief as the tricolour-draped coffin arrived. Men who watched him grow up, the women who blessed him as their own, and children who called him a hero all stood shoulder to shoulder, tears streaming, struggling to believe that their sky-touching son was coming home for the last time. His wife, shattered and unable to fight her tears. His father stood motionless, staring at the coffin that held his world. His 6-year-old daughter, still too young to even understand the family's loss. The people of Kangra say that it feels as if a part of their soil, their pride, their heart has been torn away. In Kangra today, every eye was moist, every heart was heavy, and every voice whispered the same words: farewell to the hero. Shinjoy, these visuals are heartbreaking as we are looking at the top officials, their family members, local residents, people with their eyes moist at the final journey of India's hero.
Yes, brave son of India, and very, very unfortunate accident. We don't know what caused it, and whatever it is, the important thing is to find out what the reason for the crash was, what led to that fireball. These are important things to find out, and surely the Air Force and other organizations like Hindustan Aeronautics will work towards it. We will get a report soon enough and ensure that this doesn't happen again. If there has to be one, let's hope that this tragedy is the last one of its kind. And let's hope that people actually go through this entire thing and find out the reasons and ensure that there will not be a failure of this kind. We don't know what caused the crash. We have to wait for the report, and once the report is there, then suitable action can be taken.
Yes, and Wing Commander Namansh Syal was a decorated Indian Air Force fighter pilot from Himachal Pradesh. He studied at the Sainik School, where he was the captain of the house and outstanding athlete. Even in school, he joined the Air Force with a dream to fly for the nation and quickly built a reputation for himself as a disciplined, skilled and a very fearless pilot. He was in his mid-30s, married to a fellow Air Force officer, and was the father of a 6-year-old daughter. He lost his life while flying the indigenous Tejas fighter during the aerial display of the Dubai Air Show. The IAF has said that he laid his life in the line of duty, and his mortal remains have been brought home with full military honors. And these are the visuals that we are seeing, emotional scenes as the entire town was plunged in a pall of gloom. There is a moving tribute to the Wing Commander Namansh Syal from a Russian fighter pilot who has stirred hearts worldwide after the tragic crash of India's Tejas fighter jet at the Dubai Air Show. In an emotional message, a pilot from Russia has honored the fallen Indian pilot, saying that it was difficult to describe the situation after the disaster and that their performance was flown in memory of our brothers who never returned from their final flight. Here's the 17-second video that has been posted by the Russian pilot. Now, it's an emotional note where he goes on to say that it is difficult to describe the atmosphere at the airfield after the disaster. He speaks about it and he says that it is in memory of the brothers who did not return from their last flight. That was his emotional message as he put out that video. But it's not just the Russian officers. There are some from the US Air Force as well who have spoken about it and shown their solidarity. The US Air Force F-16 display team cancelled their scheduled performance at the Dubai Air Show following the Tejas crash. And Dubai Air Show organizers have also been slammed by the pilot, going on to say that the show went on and it should not have been carried on. Srinjoy, the pilots have come out in support and they've shown their solidarity, but it's also a very emotional moment. And, the kind of impact that it would have had while the crash took place, there were many others who were there who watched it. And in their solidarity, they've also given out a very strong message. They have, in fact, called out the organizers, saying that it is wrong that the event continued despite the fatal crash.
Yes, this is a point of view of an American officer, Air Force officer. This is not the view of the American Air Force or the American government. But nevertheless, he has every right to have a point of view, and he makes it clear he felt that at that time the show could have been cancelled. Well, certainly that is a very strong point of view, and it must be said that all these pilots, these fighter pilots, there aren't that many in the world, and they naturally understand the perils of being fighter pilots, and they understand the dangers of it, and they have is a sense of solidarity. They understand each other, and at one level, even if they don't know each other very well, they have a common belief in what they're doing. So you would expect another fighter pilot, regardless of which country he's from or she is from, to actually stand up for their brothers, literally, because there are only a few fighter pilots in this world, and they all respect each other's abilities.
Right. And there's an emotional post that has come in from the IAF as well, Srinjoy, where they remember him as a dedicated fighter who fought for the country. And, the IAF has also said that they're looking into what happened as far as the investigations are also concerned, Srinjoy, because there are still questions that remain on what actually happened on the fateful day.
No one knows what actually happened. That we have to wait for the investigation. Let the IAF, let HAL, let all the others sit down and work out what led to the crash. Was it a technical fault? It may have been, it may not have been, but if it was a technical fault, then we have to find out what was the fault. And if we find out what the fault was, ensure that it doesn't happen again. As has been said before, the Indian government, the Air Force, has invested heavily in the Tejas. India has ordered 200 of them. So we have to ensure that all our pilots are safe and those planes are in very good order. You would have expected this to happen, but how this problem happened, we don't know. We have to wait for the investigation. We have to find out what caused this crash and ensure it doesn't happen again.
Yes, a court of inquiry has been ordered to determine the cause of the accident, and HAL has also expressed deep sorrow at the loss of the courageous IAF pilot. But the visuals from Himachal Pradesh are very, very heartbreaking. He's survived by his wife, also a wing commander, and his young daughter. And the officials also seen their eyes moist, paying their tributes to the officer who was with him. And it was a very, very tragic incident in Dubai. Many fighter pilots cutting across countries have also come out to show their solidarity. Meanwhile, from Himachal Pradesh, very, very heartbreaking visuals.